back. This is BT Conversations, and today we're going to be talking about World of Warcraft Classic Warrior and what kind of builds and possibly how to play the Warrior. Today I'm going to be starting by talking about playing nothing but PvP Warrior, which is pretty much a Fury Warrior build mixed up with some arms and protection.
Well, that's what you're going to do.
Well, yes, for myself. And they're going to talk about what they plan, if they plan to play a Warrior. You never know. It's not for everybody. It is a tough class to play and level during Classic WoW. Probably the toughest.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. They're pretty tough.
Yeah, and everything I've been reading, they're OP in Classic. Through vanilla at this time, they were OP. Anything other and supposedly prop wasn't easy to level, but it wasn't like it wasn't hard. I don't think it'd be hard like a priest. Please tell me a holy priest is not less of a challenge to level.
I'm gonna say probably not, because you have a bubble and all the heals. As a holy priest, do you not have?
Yeah, but it takes you like 7 times longer to kill one thing than a warrior can kill 12 things. That's just a little bit of an exaggeration, but the reality of it is that's it. It takes longer to kill stuff as a priest than it does as a warrior. Anybody says otherwise is wrong. All the way wrong.
Unless you're Shadow.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Warriors.
But yeah, let's go back to warriors.
So what we plan, or well, what I plan for my Warrior build is to mainly PvP, because back in the day, you got honor. What were they called? Titles. Honor marks and honor.
No. It was just straight honor.
Yeah.
You got honor points, and they were just points that you could spend. But he's talking about the actual
title.
They not titles, but the ranks.
Yes, the ranks.
Right? Because my rogue
was
that I
scout.
played all the time was a scout.
I got a sergeant
Troll rogue
on my hunter.
I was a grunt.
And my plan for this time around is to go all the way to the top. I pretty much want to be the guy that enters the battlegrounds or enters a PvP area and everybody leaves, pretty much, for my warrior. And that's why I plan to build my warrior this way. And my build, it's not mine actually. I saw it off of a video.
Whose video?
I don't know. It was some random person on YouTube. I can't remember. But he was playing a warrior.
Some random person called Swifty?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't Swifty. I would have remembered, but it was some random warrior player. And he was playing dual wield Fury, where he had strength, stamina, and agility as his primary stats, with some haste. And the whole point behind this build is to pretty much be able to dodge and parry every attack that you get hit with.
It's not possible to dodge and parry everything.
But he was able to do a lot. He probably, let's say he was hit by 10 times, he probably dodged or parried at least 4 or 5 out of the 10.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But he was getting hit a lot by magic users. So
if you're doing 40-50% dodge or parry, that's an insane amount of.
It's a lot harder to
damage
parry
mitigation.
Fireball.
And that's planned. That's
really hard to parry a fireball.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're a protection warrior and you have
shield block
or no, spell reflect.
Spell reflect.
That.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
is that spell reflect thing? Is that a passive or is that an active?
It's an active. You have to be like 40 or somewhere around there. It's somewhere between 30 and 50.
But it's something that you have to actually activate?
Yeah. There's actually some mechanical play behind it.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. But anyways, what I plan to do, I plan to play a troll warrior and go down the Fury. And my whole thought process is because, as we said before in the Shaman video, trolls have a passive called, what was it again?
Regeneration.
Regeneration, which allows them to regenerate in combat more health all the time. And in Fury, they have this a talent called Blood Craze, which increases their health regeneration, I think, by 3% when you max it out.
Yeah. So what that does is, when you take critical damage, you heal over time, 3% of your max health over 6 seconds.
Which, if you're fighting a rogue, which happens a lot in the battlegrounds, they will always crit you if you don't dodge or block.
Or always is a strong word. They crit a lot.
They do crit a lot.
Everyone crits quite often.
And I plan to go into arms because of the defense skill at the very first tier called Anticipation. And then from there, I plan to get improved Blood Rage, which will increase the amount of rage regeneration that I have, which means I will be able to spend more of my abilities while fighting. And then from there, I plan to go to arms and have improved Rend. Because back in the day, when you played Warrior, you had to do the stance dance, which means you have to switch between the 3 different stances of what was it? There's defensive, heroic,
defensive, combat stance, and berserker stance.
Yes, that's it. And you have to dance between all of those. If I was to not go into protection, I would go with tactical mastery, which would reduce my...
Okay, so anticipation's in protection.
Yes.
You said
arms.
Arms. So I was looking at arms trying to find it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. Carry on.
So if I didn't decide to go into protection and get anticipation and improved blood rage, I would go for tactical mastery, which would allow your stance essentially to not hurt you as much. The helmet, the one you have already.
I took that on purpose.
Because you don't get a charge in the berserker stance. Is that what it's called?
There's no charge.
There's no charge in berserker stance. It's all in the arms.
Well, maybe there is. Maybe intercept.
No, that's a protection deal, and that's not until way later.
Never mind.
And then from there, I plan to get deflection, which is just increases your parry by. You retain up to 5 of your range points when you. Wrong one. Increases your parry chance by 5%. Duh. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I plan to do. I might switch it up. There are some more interesting talent choices I feel in arms than there was at the beginning of the announcement of Classic WoW. So I may switch up.
Stuff has changed?
Well, I mean, since we've been playing the beta,
yeah,
I've been looking more into the arms talents, and I feel that maybe I can live without these 2 and go into here for go further down into the arms, which may happen.
So what I did is the build I came up with is a 21, 25, 5, which for anybody who doesn't know, that means I put 21 points into arms, 25 points into fury, and 5 into protection. What I did in protection was I went first tier, obviously, because I only did 5, shield specialization. The reason being is I put a lot of my talents into things that are either affected by critical strike, or increase your chance of getting a critical strike, or increase the damage of critical strikes when they happen. But I intend to carry a shield and a one-handed weapon. So I'm probably gonna go either a race that has a weapon specialization, like orcs with axes, or I'm gonna double down on the endurance and go for Tauren. Because again, Tauren are good warriors because they're Tauren.
War Stomp.
You got War Stomp, which is sort of a small AoE
Thunderclap. Stun.
It's a stun.
And then you've got Thunderclap and some of the other talents. That's sort of what I did. And I took the one talent that Elijah was talking about earlier, the tactical mastery, because I foresee myself shifting in and out of stances a lot.
At least your protection and your
combat.
I'm gonna switch at least 2 of them on a pretty regular basis. So for anybody who doesn't know, rage is something you generate as a warrior.
By being hit or hitting.
Correct. By being in combat, I think it does it. And I took another one of a 3rd tier talent that I took is anger management. Because it increases the length of time that it takes for your rage to actually decay, so it doesn't decay as quick. Hence, it lasts longer. The longer you have your rage up, the more you can do, because so much of your abilities are rage based as a spender. So I did that. I got improved charge and some junk like that. So. And the other thing that I went for is I also went for, out of the Fury, was the shouts. So I took improved demoralizing shout, went 5 deep in it, and also improved battle shout, 5 deep in it. Because the shouts seem to really do a lot back in vanilla.
Did you get booming voice, the first tier Fury one?
Must have. Yeah. I took both first tier cruelty and booming voice, and then that's what I'm saying. So mine is going to be very shout heavy, looking for crits, right? Trying to mitigate incoming damage and all that. That's where I'm at. I don't play warriors. I don't think I've ever played a warrior past maybe low 20s.
Same.
And if I had to guess, it was definitely before Cataclysm.
Yeah.
It was way before Cataclysm. Probably I haven't played a warrior or tried a warrior since Burning Crusade. Maybe vanilla, but probably Burning Crusade. I don't have anything against them really. I don't know. I must feel like I suck at them because every time I play them, I'm just like, nah, no, I'm done, and then I move on to something else.
I play warriors. Well, when I used to play warriors for like 10 or 15 levels, and then I would delete it, and then eventually I would go back and make another one, try to give it a chance. And they're just boring. I find them to be boring.
Okay, I didn't want to say they were boring, but yeah, it just didn't. Anybody who played vanilla will know exactly what I'm about to say and know that this makes sense. When you play, there are certain classes and certain race combinations that you just kind of have a synergy with. Maybe that's the wrong term, but I think that's a good term.
Yes, synergy.
And it just works. You like the way it plays. You like you like the characters. You like the race. You like all of that. And warrior, no matter who I tried as a warrior, I don't know. It just never did anything for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have tried a human. No. No. Ooh, a gnome warrior.
Why? Why are you even here?
Sorry. So
if I were going to play a warrior past 5 minutes, I would probably go with this build that I've come up with. It's 24, 4, 23, which that's 24 in arms, 4 in fury, and 23 in protection. I went heavy in protection because I wanted to get to concussion blow, which is a 5-second stun. It's like the priest stun, except it's a talent that you have to get.
What priest stun?
Hammer of Justice.
You mean paladin?
That same thing.
It's like a priest, but they wear plate.
Yeah.
Except they stole all the warriors' gear.
Damn paladins.
Anyway, and I was thinking maybe I would PvP because why not? And I don't like dying. So I went heavy with the shield specialization, and I got Last Stand, which temporarily grants you 30% of your max health for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Toughness increases your armor.
Yeah.
I got Iron Will, which increases your chance to resist stun and charm effects like Fear and Sap, I think probably. And then I got 2 points in Improved Revenge, which Revenge is an ability for the defensive stance, which I think can only you can only use it after you get hit or they
Critical
dodge.
strike, you have to be critically hit
That
to use it.
You have to take.
So this ability, this talent will improve an ability you get and
This one?
die.
Eyeball.
So what the ability does is every time you are critically hit, you strike back. It's like
So it's
like a counter.
riposte.
Yes.
Sort of.
For the rogues.
Yeah, kind
Yes.
of. Yeah,
So-
except you don't like block anything. You just take damage and then you hit them.
Yeah, and the riposte with the rogue, if you don't know, is you parry.
Yeah.
It's when you parry, it becomes active, and as soon as it becomes active, it's basically you can click it, and it's an attack.
Yeah. It's a strong attack. It's a combat rogue ability, not a pirate. Anyway. So I got all that, and then in Fury I got 4 points into cruelty just for more critical strikes. You know, I think hitting harder occasionally is kind of cool. Then I got improved rend. I got 3 points into that, and then I got all 3 points into improved heroic strike for the reduced rage cost, because the less rage it costs, the more you can use it. That makes sense. Then I went down to tactical mastery for the retaining some rage when you switch stances, because like Talon said, I think I'll probably switch.
You can call me Dad. It's all right. That hurts.
like that said, I'm probably going to switch back and forth between combat and
Protection.
defensive stances a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I also got anger management because
Were there more than 3 stances?
Yeah. No. There's just the 3.
There's 3, so sort of 1 for each tree.
Sort of.
Sort of.
But they encourage the stance dancing, because if you want to charge as a Fury warrior, you want to start off in combat and then switch.
Protection?
Oh, no, you can't charge in protection. You all have from classic. You have to start in combat, charge, switch to whatever stance you need to,
Yeah.
and then
Is that right?
That's right. Charge
Okay.
requires defensive stance.
All right.
It's combat.
That I don't know.
See? Not a warrior.
I also got the tree down from improved rend, deep wounds, which causes your critical strikes to put a dot on the person you hit for 60% of the weapon damage.
I took that one as well,
And I also got impale, which is 1 down from that,
and I took that one as well.
which increases the critical strike damage across the board you do by 20%.
Yeah, whether you're in battle, defensive, or berserker stance. Yeah.
That's a good one, I think.
That's the one I that was where I wanted to get to it minimum in arms.
Yeah,
And I felt if you went there, and then with some of the other crit choices I took in Fury, I feel like my crits could be good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
Or
He's
not.
definitely gonna find out. I probably won't. I also went down for sweeping strikes, which your next 5 melee attacks also hit an additional opponent, so two people's per attack, basically. And I also went over to axe specialization because I figured I would be an orc if I was going to be a warrior. That just kind of makes the most sense to me. Tauren would be cool for the war stomp, but orc warrior kind of just makes a bit of sense. That's probably what I would do before I got
Now,
bored.
is it just any axe? Or
Any
is it
axe,
two-handed?
It just says
No,
axe.
it just says axe. They have a two-handed weapon specialization talent, but I didn't take that because I have the shield stuff.
So
So my plan would be sword or axe and a shield.
Sword's like an axe.
Sword's a lot like an axe, except less axe.
less sword.
No, the axe is less sword.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever. I don't warrior. And that's what I
That was
got.
wrong good. So did you go all the way to top tier in anything?
Yeah, I went all the way down to Fury, all the way to the bottom.
For bloodlust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it heals you.
Yes, it does.
So
Well,
Bloodthirst?
what it does is you hit somebody, and it does a relatively small amount of damage, but the next 5 attacks you do will heal you for a certain amount.
It depends on what your attack power is, according to this. Because it does 45% of your attack power. So I would imagine if your attack power were up, and your attack power goes up based on your shouts too, right?
Yeah, battle shout increases your
Attack power bonus by 25%. So yeah, that all makes sense if that's in the same tree.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yep, and then I also grabbed Enraged and Flurry, which are really good. So Enrage gives you a 25% melee damage bonus for 12 seconds up to a maximum of 12 swings after being the victim of a critical strike.
Being the victim of a critical strike. There's a lot of that going on, I can see.
And then Flurry, which is the part that leads down to the next talent for it, is Flurry. Increases your attack speed by 30% for your next 3 swings after dealing a melee critical strike. So if you were able to get down, if you could get down far enough, his build mixed with this build would be really nice.
You'd have to sacrifice
a
ton in one or both to get down there.
Yeah, you'd have to give up.
You'd have to give up like most of this
or all your prod.
All of this, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I might try because that actually sounds pretty fun.
If you could do prod down to Flurry, that would be really strong too. Just having a one-handed weapon that's all of a sudden really, really fast.
Oh yeah.
And a shield.
And back in the day, their weapon speeds meant something.
Yeah.
So if you had a fast weapon already, which they were out there,
there were plenty
and then all of that procced just right, you could be moving silly fast.
Yes.
And more swings means more hits.
Yep.
Which equals more rage,
more damage,
more dead things in front of you.
I see dead things.
Yeah. We will soon.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah.
That seems good.
Yeah.
It looks like for most classes I gravitate towards a really heavy hybrid.
Me too.
I say most classes because there's going to be 2 that I'll go really deep into one of their trees.
Yeah, there's at least there's probably 2 for me too.
There's 2 I'll go really deep into 2 of their trees, and then
the other one can just not exist.
And then but we'll talk about that next time,
when we get there.
Another time, or not this time. So shut up,
God.
So,
are we happy with our builds? Because I am.
I think this will be a good build.
I think this would work.
Looking at mine, it just looks like one-handed and a shield, right? So I got block. I didn't do parry, but again, like I was saying with some of my other builds, I think that'll be okay. I don't know it'll be okay, but I think it'll be okay. And then between all of the improved shouts and then everything I did for crits, I think I'll be okay. I have improved, charge and all that. So, and I had to put a couple of points into thunderclap, improved thunderclap.
Doesn't that increase the range?
Reduces the cost of your thunderclap ability by 2 rage points. Again, looking at a little bit of rage management.
Yeah.
So, because it seems to me that thunderclap gets used a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has a short cooldown.
It's got a short cooldown and it has a really strong. I think it reduces the attack speed of anybody who gets hit by it, which that's pretty good.
Good?
Good. That's really good. Yeah, I know what I said.
Well, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Is that all we want to talk about? Warriors can be almost every race.
It can be every race.
Yeah, they can be every race. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to sound dumber than I am.
No, it's not until the Burning Crusade when that is broken with the Blood Elves.
But then they got fixed eventually because they can be warriors now.
Oh yeah, that's right. They couldn't be.
Yeah.
So right now, yes, everybody can be a warrior.
Which, yeah, everybody can be a warrior. We're not in the Burning Crusade. It doesn't matter.
It's classic. Figured out.
Well, so Orc, what do you plan to play? You said a Torn, yeah?
Probably. But I mean, they all got their benefits.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Undead Warrior would be really good.
I was going to say, Forsaken Warrior, some of their ratios are really good.
Strong in PvP.
Will of the Forsaken to break stun and loss of character control.
Yeah.
And being able to cannibalize anybody on the battlefield is very useful.
That works out real good if you need to recoup some health real quick.
If you just got out of a pretty hard fight and you didn't die, you get to eat that person.
In the unhappy way.
Yeah. And you get healed from it, so it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You're not dead, and you get a meal.
So a Forsaken Warrior is really good. If I were going to play an Alliance Warrior,
we'd probably have to go Dwarf because they have
I would either go dwarf because of stone skin, maybe night elf.
Night elf is the only other option.
Yeah.
Because the other two are Y.
I plan on playing a troll warrior because, like we said, I'm pretty much basing everything off of being able to swing fast and being able to regenerate through most of my fights.
And they have berserk,
which is
a
useful.
racial where you can actually attack faster.
Yeah, which would really play off of the whole you can heal yourself, because the lower your health, the higher attack speed berserk gives you. So if your health is really low, you pop berserk, and then all of your healing abilities as the bloodthirst, I think is it.
And
Blood craze, but that's just something that happens when you take damage.
Yeah. So.
But still,
yeah.
And I'm not quite sure what weapons I'm going to use as a troll warrior, because unlike an orc, I'm not bound by the whole,
You'd be better
weapon
off with an
specialization.
axe.
I don't consider being bound by it. It's just
You'd be
it
slightly
just
better
makes
off.
sense.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to drive a dragster with slicks, but they just function better that way.
Yeah,
Same idea.
They don't flip
Sort
over
of.
as often.
Except, not as fast.
I'm not sure, because as a weapon for my troll,
And you can carry a bow.
Yeah.
or throwing axes, they have bow and throwing axes.
Oh yeah, they have throwing specialization.
If you found a really fast set of swords or daggers,
That's my plan.
the agility thing plays off of that, because lots of swords have agility because rogues.
So that's the end of our video. This is B3 Conversations signing out. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If not, don't hurt us.
If you've
Dislike it.
been commenting and we haven't answered, it's because we're dumb and aren't thinking that many people are watching and haven't checked. We should check, because it's possible that people are commenting and we're just being ridiculous. And that's that.
So, I'm Elijah.
Talon.
Jonah.
Or Dad.
Or Dad. He's also Dad. In case you couldn't tell. That is Dad.
Yeah!
And this is B3 Conversations. Have a good one.